Now, in high definition, coverage you can count on. This is WTVM News Leader 9.
Good evening. Thanks so much for joining us tonight for News Leader 9 at 6. I'm Barbara Gauthier.
And I'm Jason Dennis. Topping our news tonight, Columbus City councilors approve a controversial multi-million-dollar bathroom renovation project. The plan has been a sore subject for months now, but today, Councilor Red McDaniel made a motion to pass the resolution, changing his initial vote from no to yes. News Leader 9's Rosalind Giles was there at today's meeting. She joins us now with a reaction from both sides of this bathroom issue. Rosalind?
Well, Jason, talks about the bathroom construction project have been going on since March. Now, that's when City Council first brought the issue up for a vote. Construction workers and joggers are on the Riverwalk every day. They say new restrooms would be a nice addition.
I think it's a good idea. I mean, we need it. We need more, structure down here, more facilities for people. I think it's a great idea.
I think it's wonderful. When I came here in 1988, the downtown area was not a place where you wanted to frequent a lot on the weekend. Now it's our first choice.
The new facilities will cost more than $243,000 and are a far cry from the existing bathrooms located in the heart of the Riverwalk near CSU's campus. One major part of this project will be digging up the concrete, which is what we're told is going to cost so much money. But in terms of what the plans will look like for the bathroom, we're told they are still in the works.
It seems to me that a $250,000 bathroom as an afterthought is not appropriate.
For that reason, Councilor Judy Thomas says she voted no to the construction project. Councilor Red McDaniel was also initially against it, but then changed his mind Tuesday.
The fact that the public needs the restrooms, there's going to be a lot of people going down there and using that facility.
Now, the city is responsible for a 20% match of the grant at nearly $40,000. A lot of people weighing in on this on our Facebook page. Eddie Emmons writes, "Thank you, Judy Thomas, for continuing to be the voice of reason on council. I'm sure this restroom will become just as dilapidated as the other restrooms on the Riverwalk, Flat Rock, and Cooper Creek Parks." Roxanne Glosson states they should have already done that. You shouldn't have to leave because you have no bathrooms. No word yet on when this project will get started. Back to you.
All right, Rosalind, thank you. All new at 6 tonight. The Alabama prison system now faces a lawsuit filed today by two advocacy groups, the Southern Poverty Law Center, or SPLC, along with the Alabama Disabilities Advocacy Center, filed a suit claiming the state does not provide basic medical and mental health care to inmates. An SPLC attorney says a lack of adequate medical care is causing inmates suffering and even deaths.
State officials have known about these problems for years, but they have simply failed to address them. Because lives literally hang in the balance here, we cannot, in good conscience, wait any longer before bringing this lawsuit. That's why we filed our case today.
Alabama Department of Corrections Commissioner Kim Thomas released a statement regarding the lawsuit saying, quote, "We believe that many of their allegations are grossly inaccurate and appear to be based on incomplete information. The Alabama Department of Corrections stands ready to present the facts related to the quality medical and mental health care that Corazon and MHM provide within the prison system and fully defend that level of care in court."
A man who turned himself into police following a fatal hit and run now faces numerous charges, including vehicular homicide. 46-year-old Cataricton Barnes remains in custody in Harris County after turning himself into West Point police last night. He also faces charges of felony hit and run. Barnes will be in court in the next 48 hours. The victim's identity has not been released yet.
If you've driven by Toomer's Corner in Auburn, you've probably seen the fences blocking views of the massive construction project underway. News Leader 9's Elizabeth White is live at Toomer's Corner, where a new beginning is starting to take shape. Tonight she takes us behind the fences. So what's going on back there, Liz?
That's exactly right, Barbara. You know, Auburn fans, including myself, we are curious to see what is happening behind these barricades, this massive construction project that we keep hearing about. Now that the poison oaks have been removed, the famous corner is being prepared to welcome new life and 2 new trees. The restoration project at Toomer's Corner is well on its way. The 2 new trees will be planted in a high-tech environment to maximize their chances of living for many years. Under this black tarp is an underground structural system known as Silva-Cells, and it's designed to support large trees in urban environments, and it's the first of its kind in Alabama.
When we need to roll big trucks over the top, if it needs to be a fire truck or maybe some truck to come in and service the trees, it will allow the trucks to come on the pavers, and it won't crush the soil down to where it's compact and prevent the roots from growing. So we keep the soil fairly loose down there, and the roots can grow where they need to. The tree gets a fighting chance to survive.
Phase 1 should be done in mid-August, just in time for fall semester to begin. The project includes the Silva-Cells, new soil, pavers, and a wraparound bench and landscaping. University officials will pick out 2 new trees very soon. Then shortly after the new year, the trees will be rolled in on trucks and planted at Toomer's Corner. Clarity says Auburn University is planning a big celebration the day with a special tree planting event for Auburn fans and Auburn families. Now, Mike Clarity says the university will have to pick 2 new trees very soon, and as soon as they do, they'll release information out about that. Now, once the trees are planted, it's going to be a few years before fans can actually roll them with toilet paper and celebrate while those 2 new trees are getting used to their new home at Toomer's Corner. So for now, the cable system here at the corner will have to do for celebrating victories at Auburn University. Reporting in downtown Auburn, Elizabeth White, WTVM News Leader 9.
And time now to talk weather. Before we talk about the heat, let's talk about the storms. Showers and thunderstorms once again scattered about the Chattahoochee Valley, with the strongest storm at the moment sitting on the Russell and Stewart County line. A lot of lightning with this storm. It would not surprise him to see some gusty winds, perhaps over 40 miles per hour, and some pea-sized hail with this one as it drifts off to the west. That will be crossing Highway 431 around Pittsview and Glenville if it can hold together. Sometimes these storms don't tend to stay strong for very long. We hope that's the case with that one down there. You see what's been happening over the past few hours for those storms drifting off to the west. Here's a check of temperatures where it's not raining. It's warm and it's humid. 89 in Columbus, 93 in Montgomery, and 91 down in Albany at the moment, with those humidity values up there as well today. We'll keep the forecast going for those pop-up showers and storms this evening, but most spots will be dry and very warm as well. And we'll be talking more about the rest of the week's forecast coming up, guys.
All right, thanks, Derek. And speaking of that heat, with the temperatures already in the 90s and students out of school, some East Alabama families are trying their best to stay cool, and Phoenix City has several ways for them to do that, and affordably. News Leader 9's Tyrone McCoy joins us now to explain how you can keep your family cool as those temperatures rise. Looks like a lot of fun out there, Tyrone.
Yeah, Jason, Phoenix City has 2 new wet spots for residents to go beat the heat. One at Idle Hour Park and the other at Sanford Park. Both are free of charge, and each park is connected to a playground. Now that is an investment parents are calling money well spent.
I think that it's a good place that everyone can come and spend family time together, as well as the kids get to play and cool off. So we're really enjoying it.
Both the Idle Hour Splash Park and the Sanford Park pad are free and open to the public. The Idle Hour Splash Park as well as the Sanford Park are open each day from 10 to 7 p.m. Now, you can get more on that by heading to our website, WTVM.com. Back to you, Barbara.
All right, we will do it, Tyrone. Thank you so much. And more than 100 educators from across the valley teamed up to beat the heat in a fun way as well today. Take a look at this. Teachers and administrators from Muskogee County, Phoenix City, and Russell County got together and spent the day whitewater rafting on the Chattahoochee River. The event is a way for staff in all 3 districts to spend time together and learn more about each other and the environment.
It was an opportunity for educators from all 3 counties, from Russell, from Phoenix City, from Muskogee County, all to come down together, enjoy the river, being as this is an integral part of all 3 of our communities.
It was a great time. We learned a lot of things about the history of Phoenix City, Columbus area. We also learned a little bit about the habitat that would be good in the science classroom.
We learned about the Alabama shad fish that were endangered, and now because of the water flow, they're coming back, and the blue herring habitats, we got to see some of those.
Well, today's rafting event was sponsored by Troy University, Columbus State University, and Uptown Columbus.
Well, looks like they had some fun out there.
Hopefully they didn't spend too much time in the river.
That's right. Coming up here on the news at 6, as the crisis in Iraq intensifies, President Obama considers possible U.S. involvement. We'll update you on the conflict that has the world and our local military community watching.
Plus, the alleged mastermind behind the 2012 Benghazi terrorist attack is now in U.S. custody. We'll tell you what charges the suspect faces.
And your stocks are in for today. The Dow Jones closing up 27 points. The NASDAQ up 16 points.
You're watching News Leader 9 with Barbara Gauthier, Jason Dennis, meteorologist Derek Kincaid, and Dave Platt with sports.
Well, President Obama is deciding right now whether to provide military support to the Iraqi government. In this developing story tonight, the president will meet with top congressional leaders to discuss the topic tomorrow. Meantime, President Obama has already committed about 275 military personnel equipped for combat to protect the embassy in Iraq. This all comes as militant from the Islamic State in Iraq and Syria, or ISIS, takes control of several cities north of Baghdad as they advance on the capital city. Chairman of the House Intelligence Committee, Republican Mike Rogers, says the U.S. needs to intervene.
You have two places they operate, both Syria and in eastern Syria, western Iraq, and they're holding ground. They're gaining weapons. They're amassing cash. All of that's very, very dangerous. So I do believe that airstrikes should be a part of any option laid on the table in conjunction of pushing forward Iraqi troops back into this fight.
Secretary of State John Kerry said Monday in an interview with Yahoo News that airstrikes on Iraqi targets are under consideration.
A prime suspect in the 2012 terrorist attack on the U.S. consulate in Benghazi, Libya, is now in custody. The United States arrested Ahmed Abu Khatallah in a raid over the weekend. He's now being held in a location outside Libya. Khatallah is the alleged mastermind of the attack that killed 4 Americans, including U.S. Ambassador Chris Stevens. Attorney General Eric Holder says Khatallah faces 3 federal criminal charges and will be tried in U.S. courts.
Turning now to our weather, another hot one out there, and our muggy meter way high today.
Yeah, it's especially hot and muggy after we had a little bit of rain this afternoon, Derek.
That's right, guys, and it's this time of year we want folks to think about those less fortunate that may not have a way to cool down. And if you have a newer gently used fan, it'd be a part of the WTVM fan club by dropping those off at any of the Gills Auto locations across the Chattahoochee Valley. We'll be talking a lot more about the summer heat and more about those summer storms coming up for you right after the break.
Weather coverage you can count on from Storm Team 9 and the area's only live Doppler 9.
Well, it is the time of year the weather pattern doesn't change all that much. In fact, looking at more of the same for you through the rest of the week. Highs in the mid-90s through Friday and Saturday, and then we'll see the numbers coming down maybe a bit thanks to better rain chances by Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. But really just more of the same for us out there. And our weather watchers saw that today. Highs back in the 90s across the board. 93 from the Granthams and Smith Station. 94 from Philip Smith. But check out some of the rainfall reports. About a ½ inch of rain there in the Oakland community in the northern part of Marion County. Also looking at some rain and from the Bigby's down in Seal. They had a high at 96 before the showers moved in. And Johnny Craven in Manchester, about a ¼ of an inch of rain today with some of those pop-up showers and thunderstorms. Let's show you those. Here's the big picture view out there, and we have noticed that the coverage of rain has dropped off quite a bit in the course or over the course of the last hour or so. Let's show you the strongest storm on the map. This one is down in the southern part of Russell County, also Stewart County. It's moving into northern Barber County too. This is Highway 431 right through here. So that is about to be a very wet and stormy drive in southern Russell County and all the way down to the city of Eufaula. Notice a lot of lightning showing up with this storm. It wouldn't surprise me to see some pea-sized hail and maybe winds upwards of 40 or 50 miles per hour as that storm moves through. This is what our Skycam in Eufaula is seeing. We're looking back off to the north at that storm. The clouds are low, they're dark, but no tornado threat here. Typically this time of year, wind, lightning, and some heavy rain, the big threats with any of those summertime type storms. So we'll be be watching that very closely as it continues to drift off to the west and maybe even a little motion down to the southwest as well. It should miss Eufaula, but we'll be watching that closely. There's a chance it could develop southward and maybe bring some rain to the city of Eufaula. We'll keep an eye on it for you. And of course, you can keep an eye on the radar as well using the interactive radar on the weather app or on WTVM.com/weather. Now, where you haven't seen the rain, it's warm out there. 93 in LaGrange, 91 down in Eufaula right now, 91 in Americus, but 80s for some folks that have either seen the showers or had a shower nearby. It still feels humid. The heat index up at 105 in LaGrange, 97 in Eufaula, and 93 the heat index in the city of Columbus. And our dew point up at 68. That's in that sticky category. You start getting any of those numbers above 70, you're really going to start to feel the humidity out there for sure. Don't forget to give us a follow over on Instagram, WTVM_weather, a great weather resource for you there on social media. Tonight 72 and mostly clear. The high tomorrow around 94. Once again, a partly cloudy and hot day. And in Auburn and Opelika, 72 for a low tonight with a high tomorrow at 94. Over in East Alabama, should be another hot one for sure. And we're going to stay warm all through the middle and end of the week, but by the weekend, a better rain chance, bringing in those temperatures down a little bit, guys.
All right, we will hope for those rain chances.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Coming up, the Braves look to stop their slide tonight against the Phillies. Dave has all the details, and Columbus State adds a pair of baseball signees. More on the new Cougars coming up.
And Team USA deals with injuries after their big World Cup opening win. Sports is next.
Now from Sports Leader 9, Dave Platt.
It's been rough lately for the Braves, losing 4 of their last 6. Now, the only thing keeping them in first place in the NL East is the fact that everybody else is doing worse. Well, tonight, another attempt to halt the slide. Irvin Santana getting the start against the Phillies at the top of the hour. Now, last night got ugly after midnight. 13th inning, tied at 1. Well, Ryan Howard with a shot through the wickets of Gold Glover Freddie Freeman. Ben Revere scores, and Freddie is just plain steamed it himself. That opens the floodgates. After an RBI single and a sac fly increased the Phillies' lead to 4-1. Reed Brignac putting the finishing touches on the bullpen collapse with the rip to right center. It's a triple. Marlon Byrd and Dominic Brown score, and the Braves wind up losing at 6-1 in 13 innings. Ouch. Elimination game time at the College World Series. Ole Miss, Texas Tech. Bottom 7 scoreless. Well, Holt Persdock with a single down the third base line to bring in Sykes Orvis, and the Rebels take a 1-0 lead. Top of the 9th, they're 2 outs away from the win. Well, Will Jamison with a diving catch on the Anthony Lyons fly, but it's still enough to bring in Zach Davis, tying the game at 1. So it's going to take bottom of the 9th heroics for Ole Miss, and they get it. John Gatlin flaring it over a pulled-in infield for the single. Aaron Greenwood slides home with the game winner. Ole Miss takes it 2-1. They eliminate Texas Tech. Meanwhile, Columbus State getting busy, signing Southern Union infielder Chris Daniel. Daniel put up some nice numbers as a sophomore. He hit .374 with 8 doubles, 4 triples, and a home run in 51 games. The Guntersville, Alabama native also drove in 19 runs and drew 31 walks. And the Cougars also inking a junior college pitcher, Kyle Peels of West Georgia Tech. The 6'3" right-hander was 5-1 this past season, which is more impressive when you take into consideration his team only won 11 games. The Rome, Georgia native striking out 66 in 75 innings of work. Well, Team USA is looking good at the World Cup after their tournament opening win over Ghana yesterday. Looking good in terms of the standings, but also looking more than a little bit beat up. The most serious injury to forward Josie Altidore in the 21st minute of the game. Altidore pulling up lame, grabbing at his hamstring. And you know what hammy injuries mean. It is not looking good at all for Altidore for Sunday's game versus Portugal. Now, the rest of the World Cup, actually, too. Things are a little messier, but less severe for Clint Dempsey, who got kicked in the face in the first half. And, yep, that's pretty much a broken nose. He's debating, though, whether he'll wear a protective face mask on Sunday. Well, the marquee game today, Brazil versus Mexico, and the star of the show, Mexico keeper Guillermo Ochoa. Ochoa, brilliant in net today, making half a dozen huge saves, the biggest coming right here in the 86th minute. And the hometown fans, they can't believe it. Meanwhile, Mexico with a chance to win in the 91st minute, but Brazil's keeper, Julio Cesar, coming up with a big stop. That's that. Brazil and Mexico, they wind up settling for the scoreless tie. And in the first game of the day, Belgium and Algeria tied at 1-1, 80th minute. Belgium on the rush, Eden Hazard to Dries Mertens, and Mertens booting it home for the game winner. Belgium, the favorite to win Group H. They avoid the upset. 2-1, your final score. And by the way, the last game of the day, the last of the team debuts, too. Russia taking on South Korea. things there have just kicked off. That's a look at sports.
All right, Dave, thank you so much.
And coming up, Derek has one last check of your forecast. Simone Doughton joins us now with a look at what's coming up on our sister station, Fox 54 News at 7. Simone?
Jason, a transgender teen who passes his driver's test hits a roadblock before getting his driver's license. The DMV says he needs to change his appearance before he can take a photo. Find out what the teen's lawyers have to say about all this tonight on the News at 7.
All right, thank you, Simone. And our weather tonight, watch out for those showers maybe around still.
Showers and storms, otherwise warm and humid for you, as is often the case this time of year. Any of those storms could be on the strong side, but of course the heat a big factor too, and we'll stay warm all the way through the end of the week with the rain coverage around 20% or so through Friday, guys.
The heat a real big factor.
The heat is on.
Yeah, I saw your muggy meter earlier. I'm glad we're not at oppressive yet.
Right, we're sticky right now.
We're going to get there. My hair is glad we're not at oppressive yet. It's just bigger. All right, that is going to do it for us tonight at 6. Be sure to join us back here tonight for News Leader 9 at 11.
And get more news, weather, and sports anytime on WTVM.com. See you at 11.